I didn't actually think it was a bad performance. I thought in between both boxes they were, Notts were decent in midfield. Thought they defended pretty well, but it was the problems were up front really. Didn't show much penetration, lacked pace, imagination. And Cambridge found it pretty easy to snuff them out. I think there was only a couple of real chances of note, both which came to Christian Dennis, the second of which goes right across the face of goal. So it was a really difficult afternoon, and of course the goal they lost to was another set piece and another cross into the box, and that's the 15th headed goal I think Notts have conceded this season, which makes them comfortably the worst in the division, and it's something that does need eradicating and rather quickly.
And of course it was a game that Notts may have targeted as almost like Neil Ali didn't like to use it, but a relegation 6-pointer, and it seems that result's put Notts in a lot of trouble now.
They are in a huge amount of trouble now. I mean, it's 6 points adrift of safety. I mean, they're not at the point where they need snookers just yet, but it is a very, very grave situation that they do need to pick up quickly, because they are losing games that they would have ideally and probably wanted results from. Cambridge, Macclesfield, I think they've got to win their own games. They've got some big ones coming up. They've got Morecambe at home. They've got Port Vale to come, Northampton. Games against middle of the table clubs that you'd expect them to get something from. And they've got to get their best players out on the pitch. The injury situation is nothing short of a farce. I think the amount of players that Notts have lost to injury this season has been diabolical, really. They haven't been able to get their best team out on the pitch consistently enough. I mean, even Neil Ardley's not even been able to field his strongest team yet. But Baldwin looks like he's coming back. Lewis Alessandra's also back, but that's been negated by the fact that David Vaughan and Andy Kellett have picked up injuries. So, wherever way you look, there always seems to be a positive that's then outdone by a negative. So, they've got to get these players back on the pitch and playing.
And of course, we're almost halfway through the January transfer window now. Are there any other areas that Notts are looking to sign players in?
Well, I think they obviously want a centre forward in. I think they just need to take some of the work off Steady. He looks tired. They need some presence in the team. I still think they do look a little bit too lightweight. And obviously, I think now that Jamie Turley's gone, they'll probably look at getting another big centre half in. Which if they can get a couple of strong centre backs in and stop conceding goals, that at least gives you a chance of getting a point at the very least. And that's what they need at the moment. They just need to pick up points as however they can, whether it be in scrappy or free flowing. It doesn't really matter. Points are an absolute necessity.